Hey there, coders. Pretty big news. We've wrapped up the functions section of this code.org course. So that's pretty big deal. And we're moving on to variables. If you look through this, we're actually approaching the end of this entire course. So that's an accomplishment. Today, we're going to look at variables with artists. So let's go ahead and get started on that. We'll click on that first activity, which looks a little something like this. Right, so it says, let's draw an equilateral triangle. It has to be exactly 50 pixels long on each side. All right, so let's click out of that. And it says, notice the blocks now have a new way to enter numbers. These math blocks can be pulled out and moved around, right? So here's a math block, and again, so we can change that number there. So let's see. We basically need to repeat 3 times. And we want to move forward by 50 pixels. And then we want to turn right, I guess. Oh, no. Let's see, if he's going straight here, he's going to be turning left, 120. So let's go ahead and see what that does. There we go. So there's puzzle 1. Not so bad, right? So obviously, the thing that we're going to use is these math blocks, and we're going to do some things with those math blocks to make them more and more powerful, more and more interesting, right? Another loop, right? Draw three of those triangles right next to each other. You can nest the code from your last puzzle inside, right? That makes sense since we're just doing 3 puzzles, three triangles, right? And in between, we need to move differently. So we're going to move forward, we're going to turn left, and then in between of those, so we're going to come back to here, we'll go forward 100, not 50. So let's just place that block in there instead. And I'm sure we could have done the same thing right in that block. Not a big deal. So let's go ahead and run that. Nope, definitely made a boo-boo. Yep. So what we did want is just that 50 pixels that we had in the first place. So again, I put that back in there. And yeah, I did the same mistake yesterday on a different video. So there we go. We've got our puzzle completed, and we're going to continue on. The next thing we have in this activity, level 3, this is a little bit of information, then we're going to see a video, so same kind of stuff. Variables are placeholders for information that can change. And a lot of time in coding, we're going to have numbers that need to change as we go through the program. So having a placeholder makes it possible to write a program even when you won't know all the values until later, right? When we have changing values, that's going to be important. So here's what it says, set first number to 2. You can see we can adjust those kinds of placeholders as we continue through the program. So again, we got a video here. Watch the video. It's good. It's meaningful. It's interesting information, and it's meaningful information for what we're doing in this level. I've already watched it, so I'm gonna move on. And I want to show you one more level, and then we'll look at that last level. So here's what it says. We have set the variable length to 50. What will happen when you click run? So if we set that variable length to 50 and we repeat 3 times, we move forward by length 50 and then turn left 120. What's it going to do? It's going to make an equilateral triangle 50 pixel side, right? So let's click on that, click run, and see what happens. There we go. We got that right. Okay. So again, all we're doing is setting a variable that we're calling length to a specific value, and then we're going to use that value. But we might, in some programs, change that value as we continue. So let's continue forward. And I'm going to flash forward to the end where we're looking for screenshot exit ticket, right? So before things get tricky, you can move the length of 50 pixels into a variable so you can use it in the next few puzzles, right? So length 50, that's going to be something that we can set and use over and over again, okay? But I'm going to flash forward here for a little bit. And again, we'll look at some other things. So more in variables, you just learned great ways. This is the last level, right? So in order, and listen, this is a different one than normal. In order for you to show me your completed progress bar, you actually need to click that continue button and then back up. I'm not going to have you do that. So just take your screenshot when you get here, and it should be with that level 11 in white, showing me that you're here. read the information, click continue, and then move forward. Again, this is a good puzzle. These variable codes really help us expand upon the things we can do with our code, and we can take this variable concept back to scratch and make some meaningful things happen. So again, screenshot exit ticket here, and then we'll keep coding. All right, guys, have a great day. Got questions? Make sure you get in touch with Mr. Kizuka or Mr. Emerson. All right, guys.